When it came to the technology side of the production for my opening sequence, I have used a variety of hardware, software, and websites to all help me in the build-up and production of my opening sequence. Throughout the project, I've been updating a blog on WordPress.com. I found this very useful as I was able to update what I was doing in the process easily. This process is better than writing out documents as they can be lost and hard to keep on top of. Whereas once they're on WordPress.com, they are automatically saved. When embedding my videos and documents onto my blog, I've used websites such as YouTube.com, where I'm able to post and share my videos so that I can receive feedback on what needs to be improved. I also used Scribd.com. This is where I was able to upload documents such as my audience feedback and was able to upload it onto my blog. This gave my blog a more professional and sleeker look, instead of uploading multiple documents onto one post. Another website that I used in the build-up to my opening sequence was Dafont.com. This is where I was able to select and download conventional crime genre fonts, so I could use them for the titles. When downloading my copyright-free music, I used a website called Incompetech.com. This is where I was able to find appropriate music for my opening sequence. Finally, I used ScriptBuddy.com. This is where I was able to create a script for my opening sequence. This made it easier for my actors as they were able to learn the script before we began to film, so that we did not lose any time in this process. All of the websites that I've used have benefited me in making the opening sequence process easier and quicker for me in multiple ways. For hardware, I used a Panasonic HC V110 camcorder. The camera benefited me in multiple ways. The image quality really helped me by using the HD quality that the camera has, which therefore gave my shots a more crisper look. The zoom was also very helpful because I was able to target a specific part of the shots to avoid any unwanted background. However, throughout the filming sequence, some of the footage was filmed on the Canon IXUS 140 because of the better quality in darker situations. The use of all the cameras for filming has been extremely useful due to the benefits that they have offered to me when using them. Taking pictures of my animatic, I used the Canon IXUS 140. A simple digital compact camera where I was able to utilize the good quality to take pictures of the filming process, storyboarding, location, and props. This meant I was able to embed the images onto my blog. This really helped me having a detailed and descriptive blog so that others could understand the scenario that I was in. I supported both cameras on a Manfrotto compact tripod. This was an easy to use tripod, as I was able to utilize the features on a tripod to use better angles of ordinary shots. I think that the use of the tripod has really helped me develop my shots and made me use a variety of different tilts and pans that I wouldn't normally use when filming without this tripod. All of this hardware that I've used are only consumer products and are nowhere near at the same level of the real production equipment used in the filming industry. I now also have the experience as a student filmmaker, as it shows me what the limitations are compared to the ones that we would experience in the film industry. When creating the animatic of my opening sequence, I used iMovie to create the finished product. iMovie allowed me to upload pictures of my storyboard, in which I drew out to plan the storyline of my opening sequence. This also helped me when it came to the filming process, because I was able to review the story when I was stuck in the filming. My actors also found the animatic useful, as they were able to see how the opening sequence would look before we went out to film. I have used LiveType to create all of my titles and production cards for the final edit of my opening sequence. This was extremely useful, as there are a wide variety of effects to make my production cards and titles appeal to the audience and follow the conventions of a crime film. I was able to import all of the images that I needed for the backgrounds of the titles, and I was able to use the fonts that I had downloaded from Dafont.com. When editing my opening sequence, I used Final Cut Express. This was an extremely important software for me in the build-up to the production and in the production itself. The software is very easy to use as the shots can be ordered into a sequence. I also further developed my shots that I had already filmed by using the effects provided on the software. The effects had a wide variety of video filters so that I could create the dreamy and misty tint or the color balance to lower a specific color to make the scenario seem more realistic. All of these effects were used to follow the conventions of a crime film and make the scene seem more like a dream, which I felt benefited my opening sequence. For the soundtrack that accompanied my opening sequence, I used the software GarageBand. This software allowed me to create the best possible soundtrack that would create the suspense and tension that I was looking for in the soundtrack to my opening sequence. This would appeal to my target audience as they would look for these aspects in an opening sequence of a crime film. All of the software that I have used has played a major part in the process of working towards the final opening sequence. I feel that the websites that I have used have really worked well together as they have allowed me to make my blog look more professional. I have also utilised the hardware of my opening sequence to take it to the next level. I feel that all of the hardware, software and websites have all benefited me in the build-up and production of my opening sequence.